Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to uncork the story of a wine region that's, well, it's a legend. I'm talking about a place whose wines were so sought after, emperors demanded them, and famous authors wrote them into classic literature. Just think about that for a second. A wine so famous that Napoleon Bonaparte, while in exile, had to have it. And get this, it wasn't from some storied vineyard in France or Italy. Nope. It came all the way from the southern tip of Africa. So how did this happen? How did a wine from the Cape of Good Hope basically conquer the world, then completely vanish, and then make a comeback? Well, that's the incredible story of Constantia, and we're diving right in. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. The foundation of what makes this place so special, it's all about the land. Now, before we get any further, we have to talk about this word terroir. You hear it a lot in the wine world, right? It's basically everything about a place: the soil, the climate, the hills, the whole shebang. And for Constantia, its terroir isn't just important, it's its superpower. Seriously. So check this out. It's like a perfect storm of awesome for growing grapes. You've got Constantia kind of tucked between Table Mountain and the Atlantic Ocean. This means you get these amazing cooling breezes and morning fogs, all thanks to a cold ocean current. This is huge because it slows down how fast the grapes ripen, which builds up all this amazing complexity. Then you've got the soil. It's this ancient, decomposed granite packed with minerals. And to top it all off, there's this wind they call the Cape Doctor that literally just blows away any potential diseases from the vines. You couldn't design a better place if you tried. Okay, so you have this perfect piece of land, but who was the first person to look at it and go, hey, we should plant some grapes here? Well, for that, we need to jump in the time machine. And it all kicks off right here in 1685. This guy, Simon van der Stel, he was the first governor of the Cape Colony. He sets up Constantia. And this wasn't just a wine farm, it was South Africa's very first wine farm. He looked at this land and just saw its incredible potential, dreaming of making wines as good as the ones back in Europe. And let me tell you, the wine they made, it wasn't just any wine. In the 18th century, this sweet wine called Vin de Constance became the absolute it wine in all the royal courts of Europe. It was a total symbol of luxury. We're talking Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, they were name-dropping it in their books. This was the drink for kings and queens, and it totally put Constantia on the global map. But you know how these stories go. Just when Constantia was at the absolute top of its game, the golden age came to a sudden and really tragic end. This timeline really shows you the crazy roller coaster ride this region has been on. So after that golden age, disaster strikes. In the late 19th century, a tiny little bug from America called phylloxera shows up. This thing was a nightmare. It attacks the roots of the vines and just wipes them out. It decimated Europe, and it did the same to Constantia. As if that wasn't bad enough, people's tastes started to change. Suddenly, everyone wanted dry wines, and this famous sweet wine of Constantia just fell out of fashion. The entire region was almost forgotten, until the 1980s, when a new generation of winemakers looked at this historic land and thought, wait a minute, we can bring this back. And that brings us to the modern era. So what does this reborn Constantia actually taste like today? Well, the answer is all in the grapes. So, if the sweet muscat grape was the star of the past, today, the undisputed headliner is Sauvignon Blanc. Remember that cool ocean climate we talked about? That's the secret sauce. It lets the Sauvignon Blanc grapes ripen really slowly, so they get packed with these vibrant aromatic flavors. Things zesty citrus, tropical passion fruit, and this amazing mineral kick on the finish. But it's not a one-trick pony. The Chardonnay from here is also incredible, super elegant, complex, with green apple and pear notes, and often this really lovely creamy texture from a bit of time in oak barrels. But wait, there's more. It's not just about those two white grapes. The supporting cast is fantastic. You've got Semillon, which is another one of those historic grapes that's making a huge comeback. And because of that cooler climate, they can grow world-class red grapes too. We're talking classic Bordeaux varieties like elegant, structured Cabernet Sauvignon and that softer, plummy Merlot. Just fantastic stuff. So if you go to Constantia today, and you really should, it's about so much more than just tasting wine. You're literally stepping into a living, breathing piece of history. I mean, it's a total paradise for anyone who loves wine and food. It's got these incredible restaurants, jaw-dropping scenery, and it's all just a few minutes outside of Cape Town. Imagine this. You could start your day exploring the original estate from 1685, walking through actual historic cellars.
Then, in the afternoon, you could be at a super modern boutique spot tasting their cool climate red blends. It's that perfect mix of the old and the new that makes Constanza just so special.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Why does all this matter? Well, when you boil it all down, Constantia is so much more than just another spot on the wine map. It's got this incredible 300-year history. It's got a terroir that's genuinely unique in the world. And the quality? It's setting the benchmark, especially for Sauvignon Blanc and those amazing dessert wines. It's a story of survival, of place, and of pure quality. So it leaves you with a question, right? The next time you open a bottle of wine, are you just tasting grapes? Or are you tasting something more? With a wine from Constantia, you're literally tasting centuries of history, of struggle, and of an incredible rebirth. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes what's in your glass is the end of a journey every bit as complex and fascinating as the wine itself.